Hi there, you're watching The Appreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman.
And I'm Samantha Barley.
And today we're going to be talking about believing in yourself. So let's get started. Actually, I keep saying it, let's get started, but we start off with the TLOA update. If you're new to the show, we've changed the format a bit. The beginning of the show, I'm going to let you know what's happening in the Law of Attraction meetup group, what's happening with the lawofattraction.ca. So if you want to get a little update, watching the show is a good place to get it. I want to let you guys know that we have a big event coming up this weekend, June 3rd, Saturday. It's going to be downtown at the Atwater Library. It's called Peace, Power, and Passion. It's about understanding and applying the law of attraction. So finally, we're doing an event that's all about the law of attraction, all about that subject, and we're going to have a really fun time talking and understanding everything that has to do with the law of attraction. So the entire team will be there. Tom Hartman will be hosting. We'll have Samantha Barley. We'll have Valerie, Soule. We'll have Elvira Alimzanova and myself. And we're going to be talking about 3 hours, minus the intermission, about the law of attraction. So if you're new to it and you want to get on board, that's the place to do it. And if you are familiar with it, but you want to get a deeper understanding, definitely come to this thing. I'm immensely frustrated with how limiting and not helpful the information out there is about the law of attraction. Not that there aren't good sources, but I just like to be somebody who contributes to a greater understanding, to a deeper understanding. So you've never heard it the way I've expressed it before, definitely come out. If you want to give yourself a primer for that event, you can check out our free 30-minute introduction to the law of attraction. Just go to the lawofattraction.ca, and that's right there on the front page. That's what we have coming up. Sam, do you have anything coming up in your world?
I don't have anything posted right now, but in my world, so you're talking about Self-Discovery Montreal, I will be posting something in the next few days, so go to samanthabarley.com and click on events if you want to know more.
samanthabarley.com, click on events, check that out. Wonderful meetup group for Self-Discovery Montreal. All right, guys. The most important thing we do during the show is called a moment of appreciation, and that's where we look back at the past 7 days and we pick out something that we appreciate. It could be something good that happened that's easy to appreciate, or it could be something that wasn't so great but that we can see the value in today. And before we jump to that, say hello to our guests in the room. Andreas, thanks for being here. We put you on mute there, so just take yourself off mute there. But thanks for being here. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hi there. Just would anybody want to volunteer for a moment of appreciation? I know I got mine. You guys got yours?
Yes.
Go ahead, Andrea.
So I probably sound like a radio that repeat the same story again and again and again, but now it's almost a month. It's not a moment, it's a month without having any huge allergic reaction. I just have small hives, but not to a life-threatening situation. So I appreciate my life and every single moment of my life now because I'm alive. You know, last week I come in driving from Toronto. I was really tired, and I told myself, I need to stop because I have a lot of things to do. But for that, I need to be alive. And I'm alive. Look at me. I'm not swollen and it's not hurting. That's
I really like that. That's definitely something to appreciate. A whole month that's going by, no life-threatening things happening to you. I think that's definitely praiseworthy. Thank you so much for sharing that moment of appreciation. It's really important. I love broken radios that remind me of things they appreciate. I mean, keep that going. I really that doesn't bother me at all. How about you, Sam? You got something on your mind?
Yeah, I have two. So this weekend, and then yesterday, I started learning about medicinal herbs. So I'm doing an internship with City Farm School, the place that I was last summer learning about organic farming, and I started learning about medicinal herbs. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to learn about alternative medicine, alternative sources of health. There's definitely nutrition, but now I'm learning about teas, and we're going to be creating all sorts of different things. Even yesterday, I created a wonderful tea for for menstruation cramps. So that was very interesting to learn about. We were in the gardens. It was a little bit rainy, but then it was very sunny, so it was really nice. So that's like my main.
That tea did nothing for me, by the way. It didn't help me at all.
There's still other stuff. It was funny because I'll just tell the little story. We were making the teas, and they're going to be sold at the market on Tuesday. And she said that sometimes they come up with names, and so we were trying to come up with a name, and no name really suited it, so we left it nameless. But I was thinking super menstrual mix or something, you know. It was soothing menstrual mix. But you know, it did, like, they were like, oh, I don't think everybody's gonna want to buy that. So that was funny. My second one is, it's like, I don't like it, but I appreciate it for other people. So on the way back from Concordia University, I took the bus, and it was the first time I got in a bus that was air conditioned in Montreal. I'm somebody who does not like air conditioning unless it's a heat wave. I really prefer the fresh air, and you know, yesterday was so nice. It was like humid, and I don't know, I got into the bus and it wasn't nice, but then I was like, well, I don't like it, but imagine all the people who do appreciate it. Imagine all the people who are older, who it's very hard for them, you know, the heat, or people with health problems. And so yeah, I appreciate the air-conditioned buses in Montreal for other people.
That's really cool. Yeah, I know sometimes it can be very hot on the bus, and it might not be good on days where just an open window might suit you. But I get to other circumstances, especially if the bus is full or something, that it really might serve other people. That's good, thinking about other people, huh? Yeah, sometimes it's not for you, sometimes it's for other people. That's how I feel about summer. You know, no, it's good for other people. I'm happy because of that. Well, that's really awesome. Very cool stories. I love the tea thing. I never heard about an air-conditioned bus, so that's a new one for me. So really, really awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that moment of appreciation. Look, I have so much to appreciate. Look, if you haven't, if you're not a patron for TLOA, you've been really missing out, because we've been having a lot of fun, especially this month. Just recently we did kin sushi. So we had sushi at a sushi shop downtown. Delicious. Just a full table of us just having fun, chatting. Topics, you weren't there, so you don't get to know the topics, but just so you know, we were a little racy, and it was a lot of fun, and we tiptoed across the line there, and that's always a fun thing to do. So it was great to meet all these people and eat some good food. That was a lot of fun. Mango sushi, I mean, how can you not appreciate that? And avocado, you gotta love that avocado. Then we also had an event, yes, why am I forgetting? Was it yesterday or Monday? I don't know. Yesterday, I think. About defying fear and following your ambitions, and that was a lot of fun. You know, we had a great turnout for that. We had great energy, great discussion happening there for Levitate, and so that was a ton of fun. We went actually later than I expected. I think I finally left out of there closer to 10 o'clock. I'm supposed to end at 8:30, so that was great. Well, I see a message here. That was beautiful. I don't know if everybody could see that, but I just got a message from Andreas saying that was beautiful. It was a ton of fun. Andreas was fun there too. We had a big blast. So talking about that was really important, really satisfying for me, and I think I let loose more than I've ever let loose before at a meetup, and that just goes to show the context, the atmosphere, the space, the people who were there. So thank you guys so much for that. It was so much fun. Besides hanging out with Sam, I have no life besides these meetups. That's my social life. Those are the people that I see. Those are my friends. And so getting together with you guys is not only an excuse to be outside of the house, but to be social and connect with other people. So much fun, so much great ideas. You're missing out, okay? If you're out there, you're watching the show, you haven't come to a meetup yet, or you haven't been there for a while, come out. And especially this weekend, we're gonna have a blast talking about everything to do with the law of attraction. So keep up to date, thelawattraction.ca. We're gonna be doing picnics soon and doing things like that, so keep an eye on that. That's my moment of appreciation. Do I have anything else? I'm sure I have something else. I have things that if I mentioned it would just be weird. Like I got to use my sword today. Yes, I have a sword. I own a sword, and I got to use it today for something. So I won't go further into that. You can ask me.
What did you use it for?
No, you can ask me that on a personal level on the show. Just a little too weird why I would use a sword for. But I did use a sword, and I didn't hurt myself this time. So that was a lot of fun. Preparing for the zombie apocalypse. All right, guys. That's a moment of appreciation. If you have a moment of appreciation, you want to send that in, we'll read it on the air. We're going to post a message on our Facebook page. It's really fun to read those things. Go to facebook.com/theappreciationist. All right, 7:10, and we've gotten to our topic. I don't think we've ever had so much time to talk about our topic, so this is great because we're talking about believing in yourself. Believing in yourself. Sam, do you believe in yourself? Andreas, do you believe in yourself? Yeah, right, to some degree, right? So why is it hard for people to believe in themselves? I wonder this. No, why is it hard for some people to find the gumption to believe in themselves? What is it that stops them? What do you think? I mean, I guess there are a lot of reasons, but you know, what comes to mind?
Learned. It was probably learned from growing up or other experiences that they've had.
Darn it, right? You're born in a world with people who are bigger than you, and they send their thoughts and their ideas and their belief systems towards you, and you pick them up maybe even before realizing that you had a choice, you know? And so being programmed as you grew up, being programmed by culture, definitely that's a big thing. Do you think that it's in our culture that people don't believe in themselves? Do you think that's like part of our culture to sort of not move forward? I wonder this because in every Disney movie that I watch, in any sort of inspirational song that I hear, it's all reminding us to believe in ourselves, to follow our hearts, to go with our guts, and yet most people don't seem to. I don't know. Andreas, why do you think people don't believe in themselves? Do you think it's their environment? What's going on there?
I think that our culture set some like images and ways that you need to be, that you need to feed. And because they're almost perfect, anyone is going to feed off that kind of images. So let's talk about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. So look at me. I'm not blue eyes. I'm not 6 feet. I'm not a huge guy. I'm not like Michael Jordan. I would like to play like Michael Jordan. So when you play basketball and you're not able to fly like an eagle, you feel disappointed of yourself. And sometimes it's hard to deal with that because you want to feed these images that are set. And sometimes you had really higher expectations that are outside of your world that you will never be able to do things like that. Let's talk about Michael Jordan. He was probably gifted and he also trained so hard. So if you mix both, wow. But normal people like me, like you, we need to find what made us special, work hard on that. But in all the other things that we do, we need to accept ourselves and never try to be things that we are not supposed to be, and we're not able to reach. Never. I don't know. Probably.
No. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's a big thing that we do in society, right? We compare ourselves to other people. We adopt their standard instead of developing our own. We just ignore what makes us special, or we lack an interest, or we don't believe that there's anything good about us. And so that will contribute a lot to not believing yourself. I think that's a really big deal, right, Sam, about comparing ourselves to other people?
Yeah. And so there's the celebrities and what we see in TV and magazines, but then there's also now Facebook, or, you know, back in the day it was like just our friends and people that we knew. And oftentimes we look at other people and we don't know them, like we don't fully know them. We only see what they show us. And oftentimes we'll look at what they show us and say, oh, wow, I wish I had that. I wish I looked like that. I wish I could do that, without seeing them, you know, with their faults as well. And so we really like try and be like other people and wish that we had all these qualities, and then we miss out on our own. We don't see our value. We don't see what we do have to offer. Like Andreas is saying, like what are our talents? What are the things that we can offer the world? And we don't pay attention to that. And so if we don't pay attention to that, and we pay attention to all the things that we don't like about ourselves, then we get into this negative spiral and we don't feel good. We see ourselves as less than, not worthy, and we just have this certain perspective of who we are. And when we have that certain perspective, it's very hard to move forward.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? It's not just the celebrities, but it's also social media and things like that make it so that we have this false impression of what we're seeing about other people. We're seeing the best version that they're putting forth, which I actually think is a beautiful thing. I love that we have a tool out there that insists that we cultivate the best of ourselves, but then we have a false image. We confuse what we're seeing. We don't realize what we're seeing. And whether you're looking at a magazine and you'd like to recognize that what you're seeing on the magazine isn't real, or when you're seeing on the movie screen is made beautiful, then or made more special, then we get a false sense of reality, and that can be a little complicated. Andreas, you had something to say there.
Yes, sometimes you're not able to tell that you're really special, and the people around you is able to see that. Sometimes you have friends, or you know, a girl or a boy or whatever, and every time that person arrives next to you, everyone that is around that person start to shine, start to smile. And sometimes yourself, I mean, that person is not able to see that. Sometimes you think that for being special, you need to build like an empire of million dollars, or have a great car. But sometimes you forget that life is made of simple things, like, I don't know, a smile, worry for someone else, just things, really things like that. Not complicated, not huge. Just a smile could be really, really like a diamond. So I offer you diamonds when I smile to you, so it could change your day.
I think that's a very powerful statement. That's part of the standard that we have, right? We forget that. Here's the funny part. Anybody you look to who is successful or rich or whatever it is, a lot of them will tell you what matters in life is not achieving any of these things. What matters in life is are the connections that you have with people, are the little moments in life. And so when we forget that, and we allow ourselves to be lost in the mix of what's happening in the world, then we lose out on these little moments that can be really special. And what's cool about this is that, and one of the points that you're bringing up there is that, thank God we're social creatures. Thank God there are other people out there like Samantha, life coach, like Valerie, Soule, life coach, who are able to act as satellites to remind you, to connect you to what is actually good about you, what is actually true about you, because sometimes we can't see ourselves. Sometimes we don't recognize what's going on. Sometimes we don't know the benefit that we can provide, and it's good to have family, friends, professionals out there who are reminding us of what's actually true. I wanted to say something about believing. So people, they don't believe in themselves because they have doubt, right? They doubt themselves, right? So, something in their mind, whether it's programming when they're young, whether it's a standard outside in the world, whether it's they're forgetting what's important, they have some doubt about themselves, right? And then you tell yourself, well, in order to believe in myself, I have to get rid of my doubt. I have to get rid of my doubt. I have to get rid of my doubt. In order to believe in myself, I have to get rid of my doubt. Right? You kind of hear this when you talk to people. I have to get rid of my doubt. The thing is, I don't want people to get rid of their doubt. I would like people to doubt their limitation. I'd like people to doubt the fact that they believe that they can't do something. Doubt is very useful. It's a way of thinking that deconstructs you. And there are some things that you believe, that you hold firm, that limit you, that need destruction, that need deconstruction. And so I say, instead of just believing blindly in your own ability, I say doubt your limitations and question them and realize what they really are, that they are really are illusions or mirages or challenges for you to improve yourself. And so I was watching this talk with a bunch of scientists. The two scientists in question here are Neil deGrasse Tyson and Brian Greene, and they were talking at this event, and Brian Greene was asked by Neil deGrasse Tyson about what he believes, right? About what he believes. And Brian Greene said, you know, I don't really operate based on what I believe. I operate based on what I have confidence in. What do I have confidence in? What does the evidence suggest? And I feel like a lot of people hold themselves back or doubt themselves or don't believe in themselves, not because of the evidence, but because of faith, because they have faith in their own limitations. That it's if you actually relied on evidence of what was true, you would actually believe in yourself, because all evidence suggests that believing yourself is the first step and key, is principle in changing your life. But we ignore the obvious truth and the evidence to adopt a faith belief approach that isn't based on anything. And it seems kind of absurd. I want people to be more doubtful. I want people to be more questioning, but I want them to point those questions and point that doubt not out at things that are obviously true, but at things that they believe that are not true. Deconstruct that. Anyway, so that's what I want to talk about in terms of doubt. And I really love that we were talking about comparing ourselves and the standard of what's happening around us, and the way we're raised. Because, gosh darn it, if sometimes I think we should take all children, take them away from their parents, and raise them independently with all the thoughts and beliefs that we think are valuable for our society. Like, sometimes I wonder, I believe it takes a village to raise a child, and I feel like because we're not doing that, we have children growing up in these silos where one person lives with a mother who believes in the child and another person lives with a father who doesn't believe in them. And I go, how kind of weird it is that we allow children to grow up in this lottery system. Of course, we don't live in some weird dictatorship where you can steal people's children, but we definitely should. I see you guys pulling back on me there. You're not with me. You were with me at the beginning part, and now you're moving away because I'm talking about stealing children. But I think you get what I mean. I think you get the point that I'm making here. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about in terms of doubt. I think what you guys said was good. Do you want to add anything to it?
Well, what I hear an echo. Just mute yourself for a sec. Yeah, so what I wanted to say is, going from doubting yourself, not at all believing in yourself, to then starting to believe in yourself takes practice, right? It takes what you're saying, like questioning those beliefs, starting to be doubtful of those beliefs. But then what I'm always helping people with, and even, doing myself, is getting out of my comfort zone, little bit by little bit. I think I probably say it on a lot of the shows, is, identifying, well, what is it that I want? And then sort of taking little steps towards that, So now I do groups, now I'm a life coach, but years ago when we started Law of Attraction Montreal, 7 years ago or so, I would be sitting in a group and I would feel insecure. I would be listening to other people and hearing them and saying, oh, wow, they're so smart, oh, this, that, and then sort of judging myself and saying, oh, I don't know that so well. But then what I did is I just kept going back to the groups and I started talking a little bit more and expressing myself. And afterwards, when I started putting myself down or judging myself, I'd say, no, you did well, you spoke, you're learning, you're figuring it out. The law of attraction, I knew it, I understood it, but not fully. I didn't quite get it. And so the more I heard it, the more I learned, the more I expressed my own opinion, the more I learned about myself. And then I started to believe in my opinions. I started to believe in, hey, I can talk in groups. My opinion is good, I'm good. And so over the years, it just evolved, and it started small. It started very, very tiny. It's just talking in a group like many people do in our groups, and I applaud them for it. I applaud you guys, because it's the little steps that really can bring you to what you're really wanting and to feeling like you can, that belief that I am good, I can. You're muted.
I really like that. An important point that Sam is making. Of course, it takes a life coach to remind us of how to believe in yourself. You need practice, and you practice those small things. Leaving your comfort zone, extremely important. And having a guide like that to help you is really good. Andreas, you say you believe in yourself. We all have moments where we don't believe in ourselves. But I from what I gather from talking to you, I get a sense that you do have this confidence within yourself. What helps you to develop that belief in yourself? Of course, I'm not claiming that we always believe in ourselves for everything, but what helps you to believe in yourself? Sam is talking about practice. How do you develop that personally?
Training. I repeat all the times. Probably this is the word that you is going to hear the most times that I'm going to tell is training. I believe that if you train yourself for whatever you have or you need to do, you're going to be more confident, and you're going to know what are you capable to do. But at the same time, I need to admit, I love playing basketball, but every time that I play, I'm trying to give the most. I train hard, but sometimes I'm really insecure in the court. Sometimes I don't know what happened to me, and I train hard for that, and I'm still not get to that point. I don't know how to deal with that. Even though I try to breathe, I try to relax. Sometimes I get so anxious. I don't know how to deal with that.
You know, as somebody who's dealt with social anxiety and anxiety on many levels, I can tell you that personally, I don't always try and make myself feel better, especially like in the moment. I sometimes I'm in a situation. Let's say I'm on the basketball court and it's not going well, or I'm not feeling good. I just don't feel good. Like I just allow myself that feeling. I just accept that I'm feeling that way because I know that simply by experiencing the emotion and experiencing the context over and over and over again, I am training myself. I am practicing myself. I am getting more and more used to something. And I don't want to add to the equation doubting myself in the middle of doing something that I know will help me. I'm out there. I'm not sitting at home. I'm out there on the court. I'm out there performing this activity. I give myself praise for that no matter how I feel. And there's something about occupying your mind with praise that doesn't leave room for the doubt. It doesn't leave room for the anxiety, or at least it doesn't leave as much room for it. And so I would, if I were you, I just feel proud of myself for even making the attempt, for knowing that I felt anxiety last time and still going ahead and doing it, you know, fill myself up with that train of thought, and see how that affects me.
You know what? All my life, I have been thinking that you need to be a warrior. So even if you lost, you need to get over again and try again. And even if you lost again, you continue and you get up and continue.
I love that attitude, that attitude, that no quit attitude. You know, the important thing is to, like Sam was saying, you find something that you desire, really figure out what is it that you want. Because sometimes you can go far down a road that doesn't suit you. But when you find something that you care about, it might not be something that you're so passionate about, but you're really interested in this. I say jump into it with full force and put it in your mind, I won't quit. I will go. If the road stops and I have nowhere to go, then fine. But as long as I can take one more step forward, then I'm going to keep doing that. And I love that warrior spirit. I think of it more as actually very closely along the lines of warrior. I think about the hero. I think it's heroic to pursue your ambitions, to pursue your desires, despite the way you're feeling. I think it's heroic because it doesn't only help you, it helps everybody who observes you. Like you said, Andreas, even a smile itself, it's like providing jewels and diamonds to another person. And so when you're out there and you are trying and you're getting back up and you have that story and you share that story, or people see you doing it, I think it has a lasting impression that may not be something that you ever fully understand or recognize, but it does provide value to the world around you and the people who are there. Sam?
Yeah, I just want to add that it's important to, as we're falling and getting back up, to make sure not to criticize ourselves when we're falling, to recognize that, okay, this is not where I want to be. I do want more for myself, or I want to achieve this goal, but where I am right now is perfectly fine. I'm learning. I'll do something else so I can figure it out. But to not say, oh, I'm no good, or oh, look at me today, or oh, it's so bad, because those sort of emotions, they feel uncomfortable, and they often just sort of keep us where we are, and then it's harder to get back up and do it again. So to recognize where you are, feel it, live it, but then say, it's okay, it's all right, of course, right? It has to be okay. That's where you're at, and life is up and down. So just encourage yourself, be gentle, you know?
Be gentle. I really like that. That's a very beautiful place for us to leave it. I just want to let you know, before I let you go, that Sam and I, we've experienced this, doing this for years. People look at us and they say, there are times where you don't believe in yourself, and they're surprised, you know, and You don't have to be Michael Jordan for people to look at you and go, oh, you must have it all figured out. Everyone you see, no matter what station they are in their lives, they deal with the challenge of believing in themselves. It's supposed to be a process. It's supposed to be something that you work on. It's supposed to be something that you continue to develop. And it doesn't matter how far you get, you'll always reach another platform where you'll have reason to doubt, reason to see limitations, reason to feel anxiety and not move forward. Just know that we're all in the same boat. We all feel the same way. What our eyes see and our ears hear, the mind believes. And so give your attention to the truth. When you look at those magazines, see them for what they are. When you look at those videos online, see them for what they are. When you look at other people or looking at your Facebook feed, see it for what it is. What it is that it's a one dimension. It's a version of reality that isn't showing you the whole thing. When your friend argues with you, you don't know what's behind that. When a stranger on the bus is bothering you, you don't know what's behind that. And you don't know what's happening there. So don't be so firm and so convinced of the limitations that you see, of the standard that you see. Instead, set your own standard. Allow yourself to discover what you want and what you believe. And if you need help, there are people out there to help you. There are groups where you can hear wonderful people like Andreas talking and sharing their stories. There are people like Sam and Val who will guide you. There are people like me who will just blab and blab and blab and fill your head with different sounds that might be useful. But anything that you can do in order to give your attention to what will serve you, you'll input that into your mind, and your mind will believe it more and more. You guys are really awesome. Thank you so much for participating with the show. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice to be here again.
Nice to see you again, Andreas. It's good to see you.
It's beautiful. Bye-bye.
Perfect. Just want to let you guys know you can check out the lawofattraction.ca for the events that we have coming up. Please remember that we have an event this weekend, June 3rd, Peace, Power, and Passion, Understanding and Applying the Law of Attraction. You can find out more about The Appreciationist at theappreciationist.com, or you can go to facebook.com/theappreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman, and tune in next Wednesday for another exciting episode of The Appreciationist. Take care.